Hate to break it to you dudes, you radical cowabungas. That dope you're smoking, it's got poo in it. So, street cannabis. Street cannabis? You know, the cannabis that you buy in the streets, as opposed to, from the corner shop. Or from your mum. It contains dangerous amount of fecal matter. Well, that's always nice to know. There's one thing that is more ironic than getting some good shit, is having some shit inside it itself. But depending on the diet of the person whose shit it is, I don't know, maybe there might be some nice little extras in there for you. So, traces of E. coli bacteria and Aspergillus. Pretty sure he was a Roman. Pretty sure he was a Greek warrior. Aspergillus fungus were found by analysts who examined 90 samples brought in and around the Spanish capital. So this is in Madrid. Well, here's a word of advice for you. When you're on holiday in Madrid, don't buy no dope on the streets. So, the samples of hashish, well, it's hash. Who cares? Who smokes hash these days? You know what I mean? Who's smoking hash? I know all you crazy cats are up to. You're smoking that wacky fucking space weed. That turbocharged nuclear reactor cosmic dust weed. Sends you out in outer space, makes you scared and want to hide under the bed and cry like a little girl. Or a little boy. Little boys cry too. Do you know what I mean? I remember you used to buy hash back in the day and have like bits of plastic in it. Because they don't give a fuck. They just bung it in these big sacks, chuck it into the processor. Easy come. They don't give a fuck. There's no regulatory body making sure that your dope is coming correct. That's for fucking sure. Man, I remember we used to get something in Bridgewater called glue bar. Basically, used to burn it, and it just used to expand and contract. It used to get you high as shit. I don't know what was in it. Well, glue probably, because they called it glue bar, but you'd have the nastiest cough. I've probably got like 10 types of cancer from smoking that shit. So, you kind of expect hash to have some sort of stank dirt in it. So, samples of hashish were wrapped up in plastic acorns. Were the worst offenders. Sorry. They were the worst offenders. The little acorns, maybe plop-shaped acorns, reportedly because of the way they are smuggled into the country. And this is true. I can remember getting something, I won't say what it was, but it came in a cylindrical shape, an ounce. It was like a cylinder. Perfect condom shape, I'd say. Because you could tell it'd probably been up the bumhole of a Jamaican. So some 40% of these also had the aroma of feces. Ooh, I just love that. Actually smells of shit. I remember my sister one time saying my room stank of shit. There was a big bag of skunk weed under the bed. And, she wasn't aware. It sometimes can smell of shit, It's true. Sometimes to the untrained nozzle. It might smell a bit ploppy, you know what I'm saying? A little bit pooey. Yeah? It's like Stella. Stella kind of smells like weed sometimes. Yeah, it's true. Every occasion, Some 40% of these have the aroma feces. The study's leader said buying, selling, and importing cannabis is against the law in Spain, as is using it in public, although it is technically legal to grow it for personal use, provided it is not publicly visible, and to consume it in private. That's right, it's a very private thing to do. It's just this, and that's the healthiest way to consume dope, I think. It's just to sit alone in your room with no one around you, not being sociable, just staring at the television, thinking it's talking to you or something. Don't socialize. Do it on your own. Right? It's not a social drug. Right? We don't want to be consuming narcotics socially. You don't want to be a social drinker. You don't want to be a social dope smoker, all right? Drugs are not sociable. Therefore, when you're alone and depressed and you want to blot out your mind, that is the healthiest way to go about it. So don't forget that. That's a top tip from me. So how's the study carried out? Fingers up the ass? I don't know. Jose Manuel Moreno Perez. Too many names. A pharmacologist from the Universidad Complutense. Complutense. No, I'm going to Italian now. Anyways, in Madrid, collected hashish samples, also referred to as hash or resin, directly from street dealers. God, street as fuck. Both in the city and the surrounding suburbs. The aim was to determine whether the drugs sold were suitable for human consumption. Right. His research team then separated the contaminated samples by shape, with some of them resembling acorns and other ingots. So, I guess the word of advice is go for the ingots every time. Just learn. You know, if you're gonna be in Madrid and you're hungry for a bit of dope, you know, just learn the Spanish for acorns and ingots, and then say to them, I don't want that acorn shit. I want the ingots, please. All right, you know, because I know the acorn's been shoved up your dirty ass. You see. See, this isn't that big a deal when you really boil it down. You know, you just got to, just got to be a bit street smart, fucking, a bit aware. You know what I'm saying? So, both in the city and the surrounding suburbs, he bought it. He did. The aim was to determine whether the drugs sold were. So I keep missing out the S. I'm just not in a plural mood. Whether the drugs sold was suitable for human consumption. His research team then separate. I already read that bit. I'm losing my goddamn mind. So he wanted to see if one shape had more contaminants than the other. The study co-authored with Pilar Perez Loret and Yoncal Gonzalez Soriano. How exotic. So, what were the findings? They found that 93% of the acorn-shaped samples contained dangerous levels of E. coli bacteria, as did 29.4% of ingot samples. Well, the ingots aren't 100% safe, but they are less ploppy than the acorns. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just how much level of poo do you want to fucking ingest into your lungs, you know what I'm saying? And E. coli. Ooh, E. coli, that's bad. I can remember at Glastonbury Festival in 1998. And there was an E. coli breakout, and that was one of the dirtiest years I can remember. It was absolutely covered in mud everywhere, and there was people just swimming around in it. There was kids rubbing on their faces, and some of those people died from E. coli poisoning because there was poo in the mud. Because, let's face it, people are idiots and get what they deserve. Some 10% of the cannabis samples also contaminated with aspergillus, a dangerous fungus that can cause serious health problems. Most of the samples tested, 88.3%, were not suitable for consumption. Jesus. Not suitable. But you're burning it. Fire cleanses everything. That's the motto, isn't it? Set fire to it, Every time I have sex with a dirty girl, I always set fire to my bed afterwards. And then I get the burnt embers and rub them on my dick. It's a good system. Fire cleanses everything, all right? So the acorns, he said, were more likely to be contaminated because of how they were brought into the country. Cannabis is wrapped up in small plastic pellets and swallowed before the drug smugglers then take a laxative and expel him in a toilet. These are then sold by dealers. Maybe it's not into a toilet, maybe it's just into a bucket, or, into their girlfriend's house. Not saying that all drug dealers are male or lesbians, but apart from being unpleasant, what are the health risks? Well, I mean, these days it's usually because things are unpleasant. We don't really think about the health risks no more. It's just all about the unpleasantries, See what I'm saying? It's just not very, it's just not pleasant. War zones aren't very pleasant. They stink. There's debris everywhere, children crying with limbs missing. It's just unpleasant, isn't it? I don't know about the health risks. So according to the study, the risks associated with E. coli and aspergillus or whatever are serious enough to make the illegal street vending of hashish a public health issue. The E. coli infection, for example, can cause diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pains, fever, and blood in feces. And for some people, this can lead to even more serious conditions. Potent cannabis. Oh no, that's just other links. Meanwhile, inhaling aspergillus mold. Oh, it's like booty mold. Can you imagine being that rank? Yeah, got mold up your asshole. It can cause serious problems for people who already have lung conditions like asthma or cystic fibrosis, or in people who have low immunity. The study says, well, you shouldn't be smoking if you've got asthma anyway. The study says this is particularly dangerous for cancer patients who sometimes smoke cannabis to help with the symptoms of chemotherapy. Yeah, but you want to be smoking that good. You know what I'm saying? Good. You don't want to be smoking fucking dirt hash from a bumhole. These patients have a weakened immune system, meaning that infection caused by the consumption of contaminated or adulterated hashish could be fatal. So could be fatal. Could be fatal, guys. This could be fatal. There are 3 main types of street cannabis: hash, herbal cannabis, weed, grass, or marijuana. Right. And high potency cannabis or skunk, or otherwise known as that good. Or, space dust that sends you into orbit. Well, that's in Spain, so, and that's hash, and isn't it like just well-known fact that you just don't go buy, drugs off the streets anyway? Do you know what I mean? Have you never been knocked before? I can remember getting sold. I've been sold some in Soho. There's a cigarette butt wrapped up in plastic. That's why you don't do it, because you're gonna get ripped off. You don't need to go scaremongering people and saying, well, there's fucking feces. There's feces all over your dope. Like, alright. Do you know what I'm saying? Jesus. It just goes without saying. You hardly ever get what you wanted anyway. It's always a knock. Do you know what I mean? Just don't do it. I thought that was a known thing. Well, I guess now we've got a generation of bumperclouts who wouldn't know how they shouldn't be doing such things. But when you see old man Well on the fucking street corner peddling, hey, you want some hashish, tourist man? Like, no, clearly not. So I'm going to get a bag of wood shavings. Like, no. It's like, no, Manuel. It's covered in coli poo, and I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on. Have some more sense. God, I don't know what to do with these people no more. Well, there you go. Madrid hash. Got shit on it. But then it's wrapped up anyway, and it's been swallowed. So, is it actually on the hash anyway? Couldn't you just wash it? Like when you wash your hands after you wipe, can you just wash it? The plastic. You're not smoking the fucking wrapping, are you? And just wear gloves when you're buying it. So you take it out, give it a good wash, and then right as rain, innit? Isn't it? Isn't this just all a bit early 90s Leobet scaremongering shit? Well, anyway. Now you fucking know. But it's in Spain anyway, so who cares? Remember, like and subscribe. Notifications on. See what's up there? Yeah, check that stuff out. There's also stuff down there. Check it all out. Donate me some money as well. I got to buy a bitch an engagement ring. I fall in love at least once a week, and I'm always getting engaged. Got a problem. Anyway, peace out.